you're more, I believe, invested in the Ja Morant story than I am. Like, I am like, I'm like this. I grew up near the hood.
Right.
Okay, I'm not hood.
Right.
I went to Catholic school. My mom worked 2 jobs to put us all through Catholic school.
Yeah.
My mother is from the hood.
Right.
My mother is like that.
Right.
I'm not.
Right.
I don't want to be like that because that's not. I know I'm not. For some reason, it appears that Ja Morant, who, as you know, Eminem said in 8 Mile, he got 2 parents.
Yeah.
You know, he went to Cranbrook.
His real name is Clarence.
Exactly. He's all right, but he wants to be in that. So I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, he's suspended again, obviously.
Yeah. My take on that about people who like glorify the hood.
Yeah.
People from the hood don't really want to live like that.
I don't think so.
I mean, just be honest. And to tell you the truth, like people in the hood dream all of their life on how to get out of the hood.
All right, welcome to Let It Fly show. I am Michael Severe, joined by Josh Jones, of course, former Creighton great and pretty good at Omaha Central as well. What's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Look at you with the green on.
Oh, man. Mother's Day, bro.
Fancy.
Mother's Day. It was a coordinating outfit.
Oh, was that what it was?
You know what I'm saying?
You got to coordinate.
Yeah, right?
Truly one of the greatest scenes in movie history.
Yeah.
John Witherspoon in Boomerang. He goes, your dad got a mushroom belt. He's like, you got to coordinate. And he had a mushroom liner. He had mushroom socks on. I was like, that's all right. We want to remind you, Let It Fly Sports Bar will be opening June 16th. Now, we're going to get a sneak peek.
I know.
A day before that. So we can check out the food. We can check out the TVs. But 80 television sets. You visited a couple times.
No, 90, bro.
I just recorded a thing that said 80.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was maybe it was fabrication conversation for me.
He just keeps going bigger and bigger. Yeah. 1,000 televisions.
Yeah, 80 to 90. No, it's about 80 TVs.
80 TVs. Okay, 80 TVs.
At least a percentage of them are 55 inches.
Oh, really?
But there's that one that's 48 feet, right?
That's just ridiculous. It's down in the Capital District. We want you to check it out and want you to go online. Go to letitflysportsbar.com, and that's where you can find the opportunity to get a $100 gift certificate. We'll actually give you $25 on top of that. So you get $125 for $100, and you can go there and you can enjoy it. Like, they got a professional kitchen. They got a big smoker in there. They got pizzas. The wings are going to be off the hook. Looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. You got an elevator?
Yes, sir.
Why do you elevate in a 2-story building?
Hey, man.
You never know. Hey, look, you know why you need one? Because you have the ADA. You got the Disabilities Act. So you must have a way for someone who is disabled to get to the second floor.
There you go.
And we're not going to get a rope and pull them up.
There you go.
That would be bad.
Right.
That would look awesome. Omaha Steaks, again, reminder of them since 1917, a supplier of outstanding food to local restaurants, including the Let It Fly Sports Bar. So we'll check that out as well.
Yep.
I have been, now I don't, you're more, I believe, invested in the Ja Morant story than I am. Like, I am like, I'm like this. I grew up near the hood.
Right.
Okay, I'm not hood.
Right.
I went to Catholic school. My mom worked 2 jobs to put us all through Catholic school.
Yeah.
My mother is from the hood.
Right.
My mother is like that.
Right.
I'm not.
Right.
I don't want to be like that because that's not, I know I'm not. For some reason, it appears that Ja Morant, who, as you know, Eminem said in 8 Mile, he got 2 parents. Yeah. You know, he went to Cranbrook.
His real name is Clarence.
Exactly. He's all right, but he wants to be in that. So I don't. Yeah. I mean, he's suspended again, obviously.
Yeah, my take on that about people who like glorify the hood. Yeah. People from the hood don't really want to live like that.
I don't think so.
I mean, just be honest. And to tell you the truth, like people in the hood dream all of their life on how to get out of the hood. Yeah. You know, I mean, the inner city is in general is developed of opportunity where it seems like it's all the reasons to fail. You know, lack of resources, all these barriers of access and all that type of stuff.
Teachers don't want to go teach at those schools.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, so a lot of the, I mean, I want to say it's way deep beyond us even talking right now to even break it down. But like, I remember when I was in college playing in Creighton, I used to always tell my teammates like, hey, don't feel bad for me, man. Like, that's just the hand I was dealt growing up in the inner city. Like, bro, you should embrace where you from. It don't make you better than me because you got more money or whatever you think it is. It's like literally like I embrace where I'm from. Sure. I'm proud of it. You know?
People from North Omaha, from North Omaha, Native Days and everything, very proud of where they're from. And they should be. It's a historic community.
Yeah, and not to go off topic, but just speaking about Ja Morant, to be honest, like, I just feel like it's one of those things where you're dealing with hip hop in society today, man. Mm-hmm. That the gang culture, the gang. I mean, you got little kids saying gang, don't even know what it means. Or the gang culture is so prevalent today that I feel like he looks like he's in a situation where he's able to access everything he sees in a rap video, you know?
Yeah.
And so now you got to act like it and be like it. And if you're in Memphis, you got Yo Gotti, you got R.I.P. Young Dolph, the rapper that was killed.
Right.
You got even Zach Randolph, you know, that played with the Grizzlies. There's so many, like, inner city, like, it's the culture, you know? And I think he just want to prove that he's from it. And to be honest, like,
he's not from it.
I don't know his backstory like that.
Yeah.
But like, essentially, just to get caught with a gun again, man, it's
and on Instagram Live again.
Yeah.
Like, you already made this mistake.
Yeah. But technically, though, if you want to be technical about it, he didn't even really break a law.
No, I'm not. And here's the thing. You have jobs. I have jobs. We all have jobs.
Right.
If your boss at your job says, don't do that again.
Right.
And then and a couple of months later, you do it again.
That's where he goes
That's where you make the mistake.
About who he is in the contracts and the standards of the NBA.
Exactly.
100% wrong.
Yeah.
And for him to do it again, I'm just call it what it is.
The same way.
Stupid as hell.
It's just stupid as hell.
It's stupid. Yeah.
I kind of understand. I really, as a light skinned African American growing up in New Orleans,
right?
It was not easy, right?
Yeah,
okay, because I mean, I got called all kind of names, and they were things.
Right.
And we're talking the 70s and 80s where it was okay to be that. I got called, and this doesn't make any sense to you guys because you're not old enough, but I used to get called what was the phrase they always used to call me? It was a commercial. There was a commercial, and they had this bull, Merrill Lynch. They used to call me Merrill Lynch. And I'd be like, so in the commercial, the theme was a breed apart.
Ah, word.
So like half breed, right?
Yeah.
And that was the little thing. There was a time in my life where I wanted to try to be, this is stupid, but I want to act more black.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because I wanted to be accepted by
your own culture.
By my own culture, right?
Yeah,
and there's always, I don't know if you guys ever saw School Days.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so in School Days, it's the only movie. It's the only movie, was the first for sure.
Right.
Only movie I know that really describes what the African American experience is between darker skinned kids and lighter skinned kids.
There you go.
And I mean, even in grandparents who were used to glorifying the lighter skinned kid because that was the in-house slave.
Yeah,
you know, and there's a lot of stuff that goes way back generations. And I know how that is a little bit, but you have to be who you are. You cannot fake who you are, especially when it comes to where you're from.
Yeah, right.
And there was a rapper, no, not a rapper, there was a Crip that was on, I saw a TikTok about it. And he was saying,
that's
look,
Brick Baby.
I live this life.
That's Brick Baby.
Yeah, I grew up this life. This is my life.
LA.
He goes, I dealt with this.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in this. He goes, I'll take you out in this if you want to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why do you want to be involved in it? Now, I feel bad for Ja Morant for one reason, because the gun culture is glorified throughout society by lots of different group of people, right? I mean, you have the NRA pushing it. You have all of these people in Congress and in the Senate taking pictures with their guns, and it's glorified.
Right.
They do it; they don't get in trouble. He does it. Obviously, he gets in trouble.
Yeah,
so I feel bad a little bit for that because it's a double standard.
Yeah, for sure.
But he was told,
but he was
don't
told,
do it.
Yeah, and it's a rule.
And it's a rule.
That's the only reason why I'm tripping with it.
Yeah.
But also, I know I can't say the only reason why. Also, man, sometimes as a role model, I got a son, bro.
Yeah, sure. No doubt.
He got a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know how he raises his daughter. I don't know what he believes in morally, but like, you kind of got to think about the people who look up to you.
Oh, sure.
You know, so like, I think about that more than actually the NBA. I wonder what he thinks to himself about like perception. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, do I give a damn about what people think? Or if I do, I want them to see me as some type of I'm not gonna say I want to be. You know, I ain't here to like.
Yeah.
You know,
that's your answer to your question. He does care what people think about him because he's doing some of these things.
I guess so.
To portray himself as something that maybe he's not.
Now let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What should the punishment be? If you're the NBA, you told me to my face how bad it is. We didn't talk. Did Adam Silver say anything about like what consequences would be if it happened again?
No, he didn't.
Well, what should happen this time?
What they ended up doing the first time was it was essentially the team kind of suspension, right? You go away for a little while, come back, miss 8 games or whatever, and come back. This would be a league thing.
Dang.
And I think if it's a league thing, it's months.
Right.
Because that's the way they do you.
Yeah.
That's the way they do you.
Yeah, the
league doesn't mess around.
Suspended without pay and all that type of
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how long? Would it be like the first half of the season? Like what's necessary for
me, I would say 20 games is plenty.
Yeah.
I would say 20. You play 82.
Right.
That's a quarter of the season, basically.
Right.
And it's a serious punishment.
Right.
I don't know if they can actually they can fine him. I don't believe the way the contract works that they can withhold his money.
Yeah, okay.
They can fine him,
right?
Give him a giant fine.
They can find ways to take his money,
but yes, but he can still. I think he still gets paid. But
you know what's worse than that is the endorsements. If he tricking all that
off,
is
true.
Oh
my
gosh!
Although there's
there's
some groups out there that don't care about that. They actually are selling product to what you are selling.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Like that's not.
Yeah.
I don't know how Nike handles stuff.
That's
like that.
actually a better brand. To be honest, to me, I would rather partner with somebody who allowed me to be me and the best version of myself to help me sell. And maybe it's just like an uproar of people who see things how we think it should be. Mm-hmm. But like if they like Tiger Woods got embraced, like when he went through everything he went through or whatever.
By
Nike,
some,
you know,
he got dropped by some.
Yeah. But Nike stayed
stuck with him,
you know, and build a commercial around that stuff around him because they believe him. You know, but like,
but. I hate saying this. I always said it about Obama. It's great to have a black president. Call me when we have a dark-skinned black president.
Oh, for sure. That's
if
a real
Tiger
black
was
president.
not, if Tiger was not the way he looked, say he was the way Calvin Peete looked. I don't even know if you guys know Calvin Pete's an older golfer. Actually looked a lot like my dad. But anyway, if he was the one that did all that stuff, would he then be embraced? I don't know. Tiger fits a certain stereotype. They want to sell stuff.
My uncle, I got older uncles and stuff.
Yeah.
And older first cousins. And my uncle Isaac used to always say, he used to say, if you white, this is what they used to say to him.
Oh, yeah, sure.
In the South, if you white, you right.
Yeah.
If you brown, stick around. If you black, don't come back.
Yeah.
So I feel you on that.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. It's
tough, man.
It's tough, man.
Yeah,
and a lot of people don't, like, I grew up in the South.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody on Twitter the other day was talking about how, you know, we eliminated racism in the 80s and 90s. It's gone. Why are we bringing this all up again? And I'm like, you weren't living in the Arklamis.
No doubt.
Where I was, where I worked in Monroe, Louisiana, was approximately 40 miles away from a place called East Carroll Parish.
Right.
The poorest part of the United States of America.
Dang.
You still had sharecroppers there.
Dang.
You had an area there where people still lived in like these FEMA shacks that were given to them by the government, and all they did was go pick crops and come back and not even keep the money from it. They got paid pennies on the dollar for it.
And where was this at again?
East Carroll Parish. Okay. It's in Louisiana, northeast Louisiana. It's the area, but there's Arkansas. Arklamis is Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi. That area there is the poorest in the country.
Dang.
And if you want to see what racism, prejudice, bigotry looks like, go hang out down there.
Man.
And then come back and tell me that it ended, because it did not.
Yeah, right.
We're a lot better off. I mean, trust me, we're a lot better off than when my grandmother could not go across town on a streetcar. She could go a certain distance, then she had to get off and walk the rest of the way.
Dang.
And she worked in people's homes as a chef, as a cook. She had to walk with all the other African-American women who did the same thing all the way to these part of towns where they could work. Then they walk back, then they get on a streetcar, sit in the back of it, and then go back. We're past that, thank God, but there's still a whole lot out there.
It's just tough. I mean, the conversation can get so deep.
Man. It is.
You're right. It is a double standard. Matter of fact, I remember seeing a picture of Chris Birdman Anderson.
Yeah.
I think he had an AR-15 in his hand, and he had a few of them big guns.
Yeah, he's a terrifying dude without a gun in his hand. And all those tattoos.
Right. And the thing is, like, it was just posted him as a gun lover or something like that. I mean, he technically flashed the gun.
Right.
But like, I mean, maybe he ain't the face of the NBA, so it didn't matter.
Not.
I don't know. It get deep, man.
Yeah.
I wish Ja never did that, bro. Because
I know. He's one of the most fun and fearless players I've ever watched.
He remind me of a hybrid of Russell Westbrook and Derrick Rose.
But smaller.
But
not as thick as those guys.
Yeah.
He's a little more built like AI.
Yeah.
Like Iverson, where Iverson would take those bumps, but later in his career, it actually caught up with him.
Just the explosiveness and athleticism.
I would hope that he has a long career and he gets past this
stuff. But don't throw his ass away, though.
No, I haven't. I'm not. Hey, look, man, Memphis loves him. The city of Memphis loves him.
How you say it's a parade inside his city? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Other stuff going on. Dylan Riola chooses Georgia over Nebraska and USC.
I was trying to speak that into existence.
I know you were. And listen, he made the decision best for him.
For sure.
All right, so.
But that says a lot, though, when your uncle is out of school and you don't want to come.
Here's the thing. So how many draft picks do you think Georgia's had in the last 2 years? Just 2023 and 2022. How many draft picks do you think they've had?
Like a real number?
NFL draft picks, the last 2 drafts, how many players from Georgia has been drafted?
Man, I can't throw out a number. I'm going to say countless.
It's 25.
Yeah.
25 draft picks in 2 seasons.
Yeah.
How many players start on a football team?
Oh, man, offense and defense?
Yeah.
Oh, 11 on offense, 11 on defense.
22.
Yeah.
They've had more people drafted than they've had starters the last 2 years.
Man.
So he's going to play with a place filled with talent.
I feel you.
Now, to get to 25 picks,
right,
you got to go all the way back to 2012 for Nebraska. Add up all the picks from 2012. I'm
not coming to Nebraska. I get your point.
It's understandable he could choose that. And then you have USC on the other side, where their head coach has coached 4 Heisman finalists and the Heisman champ last year.
Right.
So, I mean,
so it wasn't nothing personal. And to be honest with you, I bet you his uncle probably had that same talk with him too. If he had any say so, he's like, look, nephew, I feel you. I want you to come here. But
I think his dad, his whole family, let him make the decision.
I mean, the best
which is the way it should be.
For sure.
He's the number 1 player in the country. He should choose. He should not have any regrets.
Right.
If he was forced to go someplace and it didn't work out, he'd have regrets.
For sure.
You don't want that to happen, right? There's no way you want that to happen. So I look at him and I say, good decision for his career. Sucks for Nebraska.
Right.
But at the same time, I think him keeping Nebraska's name in it and constantly bringing it up is good for Nebraska.
Yeah, make Nebraska look like it's a place where somebody can land.
Exactly. I think it was good for them. Now, the question is, did Matt Rule make a mistake keeping his uncle as the offensive line coach?
I know where you're going with that. Because he might have could have kept him like, there's a chance. You probably enticed me saying we can probably get your nephew.
I don't know if that was something that happened.
That's just me.
I just know this. They didn't get him.
Yeah.
So do you then say, I regret keeping – because honestly, the offensive line didn't have a good year last year.
Right.
It might not have been as bad as people talked about, but it certainly wasn't good.
Right.
He was coaching them. It was his first year. He's very inexperienced.
We were like 100 in ranking. Like
in rushing ranking?
Yeah. Like we was up there somewhere around there, bro. Yeah, I know it.
They had chances during the season. Like early on when Anthony Grant was running the ball and before A.J. Allen got hurt, they looked okay. But you watch them late, there was some – Nebraska, I believe, was the number 2 most pressured quarterback in the Big Ten.
Terrible, bro.
That's offensive line and that's play calling. But the question is, because you could have spent – he had money.
Right.
Rule could have spent a lot more money and brought in an experienced offensive line coach if he wanted to.
True.
But he didn't. He kept a guy who was raw. Now, I will tell you this.
Yeah.
Go back and you look in the history of Matt Rule, he hires a lot of raw coaches.
Yeah.
And a big reason for it is he likes to be involved in everything.
For sure.
So a veteran coach doesn't necessarily want you butting his meetings.
Yeah, right.
Getting involved in coaching. And so I think it helps him to have a young coach there who's a little more inexperienced who'll take his suggestions.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good match. And I've heard people who follow offensive line coaching, right, who know the business, say that they believe Dylan Riola will be a good offensive line coach.
I feel it.
People say that about him.
But this is
the players love him, by the way.
That's cool.
They love him.
But if they don't win that right now next year, like what do we do? Does Nebraska keep waiting 2 years, 3 years? Like how long
they're not going to win big this year. I mean, let's just say this.
No, I respect
They're
that.
not going to win big this year.
I feel that. But, Nebraska might not win big this year, but how long do you wait before you just keep making adjustments until you actually start winning?
Trev Alberts says a lot. All he wants is progress. You won 4 games last year. Win 6 games this year.
Right.
Win 7 games the next year. Maybe challenge for the Big 10 the year after that.
Yeah.
Make a New Year's Day bowl. That's all he wants is substantial progress.
But in that progress, do you what's the baseline? Do you look at where they were, or do you look at clean slate? We're starting from here, new coach, and we building off of that, and we'll judge in the future.
Okay, so I'm not a professional chef.
Yeah.
But I can cook.
I feel you.
I can burn, right?
Yeah.
I can look at a dish,
and
I usually can tell you if that's going to taste good or not. Right?
Yeah.
All people want is to look at Nebraska and go, they look good. Yeah. Now, that may not mean wins.
Right.
But are you turning the ball over?
Yeah.
Are you offsides? Are you doing penalties that are silly? Are you making mistakes in terms of coaching? Are you choosing to take the ball against the wind, and then in the fourth quarter, all of a sudden, you're going into the wind because you chose wrong on the coin flip?
Stupid decision.
Yeah. Are you doing that?
Right.
If it looks good, the product looks good.
Right.
People will tolerate a little more losing.
You can build off that. Yeah,
they will tolerate. Like last year, all those close losses. So when we talk about Scott Frost and that whole era, it'll be defined by close losses, right?
Yeah.
And the reason why they lost.
No. A lot of close losses.
A lot of close losses. And the reason for that, always, in my opinion, will come back to two things.
What's that?
They're D's. Discipline, development.
Yep. Okay.
Development and discipline.
Right.
If you develop correctly, you're going to win those games.
Yeah.
If you have discipline, you're going to win those games.
Right.
They lack both.
Yeah, that's facts.
So as long as you develop your talent, which the one thing that has been proven under Matt Rule, whether it's Temple or Baylor, is that they develop their talent.
Yep.
They develop no stars in the draft picks. They develop 3 stars, 4 stars into draft picks.
Right.
So he's going to develop. And they do not allow mistakes.
Yeah.
They're not going to leave you out there because you made a mistake. You're going to come stand next to somebody. So I think they'll be better in those two places.
I just want to make sure that, like, I guess I'm speaking for the people. Some of the conversations I have with people when they talk about Nebraska, they don't want to fall in love with moral victories.
No, of course not.
And nobody. I think everybody universally believes that, like, Nebraska will probably build, maybe progress with like a few more wins. No, it's a rebuilding program. But how long do you think it?
Are you saying how long is his leash?
Yeah.
Well, I think it depends on
there you go.
If they continue to have progress, but I think he is here for the long haul. He's got all the money he ever will need, right?
No doubt.
The money he got from Carolina. He's good money-wise.
Right.
He's doing this because he wants to continue to coach.
Yeah.
And he remembered what he loved about college, and so now he's back at college. That's why he's doing it.
He's a better college football coach.
Well, I think
for sure.
I think it's really hard in the NFL.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things. You got to deal with the big money in the players. You got to deal with your owners. You got to deal with the GM maybe you don't like. Maybe you can't find if you can't find a quarterback, you're screwed.
Yeah, for sure.
And he had quarterback injuries.
I'm with it though. I'm going to say that though. I'm not being pessimistic.
No.
I think I'm more so just trying to like not really drink the Kool-Aid and think from a player's
It's the Rule-Aid.
Look at this guy.
Kool-Aid. It's Rule-Aid. You got to drink the Rule-Aid.
Dude, crazy. But but real talk though, like I just feel like 6 wins is cool, but it's like.
Well, let's do this real quick, okay?
Yeah.
At Minnesota.
Run it off.
At Minnesota.
Ooh, that's a 50-50
Win or
ball.
loss.
That's a 50-50
You got to give me. You got to give me one or the other.
I got you.
There are no ties.
Bro, that's a loss.
Okay. At Colorado.
That's a loss.
What?
Yes.
You think they start 0-2?
Yes.
I will bet you a steak dinner.
Now we talking.
At Let It Fly Sports Bar.
Yes.
Or if you want a pizza, whatever.
Yeah.
At Let It Fly Sports Bar.
Yeah.
Brisket, whatever you want to do. I will bet you they do not go 0-2. I think they, at worst, they're 1-1.
You know why I think I can respect that? Well, I think I might still go with the 0-2 route. But to your point, if I'm thinking from how you're saying it, Colorado rebuilding too.
They got 50 new players who will not be there until August.
I know. So I feel you on that.
I mean, if you lose that game at Colorado.
Yeah, you're right.
You have some problems, boy.
I know.
All right, so you got 0-2.
0-2.
Then Northern Illinois.
That's
so
2-1.
Okay, 1-2. Louisiana Tech at home.
You know,
so we're 2-2 right now. Don't be doing that.
No. 2-2.
2-2. Then Michigan comes here.
Ooh, you know that's an L.
So 2-3.
Yes.
They go to Illinois. I believe that's a Friday night. I think it's a Friday.
That's
night.
a tough one.
Yeah,
that's a fun one too. But I think that's a win.
Okay, we're at 3-3.
Yes.
Northwestern comes to Nebraska.
I think we can pull that off.
So 4-3.
Yes.
Purdue comes to Nebraska. New coach at Purdue.
I know. That's
new quarterback at Purdue.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. That's a win.
So you have 5-3.
Right there.
Okay. They go to Michigan State, a team that is in shambles.
Yes, I know.
The quarterback left to go into the portal late.
Because we have Coach Rule, that's a win.
You're at 6-3.
There you go.
Last 3 games.
Yep.
Maryland comes here, go to Wisconsin, Iowa comes here.
Okay.
They're at 6-3 right now in your book. After starting 0-2.
Yes. So we lose. Nebraska loses to Iowa. They lose to Wisconsin, and they win the
7-5.
The
Beat Maryland 7-5. If they finish 7-5, now there is going to be some people who are going, yeah, but you lost your biggest games. You lost to Iowa, you lost to Wisconsin.
But it's not about that.
Yeah, I know.
But I feel you. That's
what some people will say. But they finish 7-5. They go to a bowl after starting 0-2.
Right.
That's a successful season.
Now, notice how I got the same energy that you were talking. It's just now you go to the actual games and you start talking about wins and losses. Yeah. It kind of can be a little sensitive to the people who actually are fans. You're still 7-5.
Here's the thing on that.
Nebraska's still 7-5.
Schedule we were going through, right?
Yeah.
So Minnesota, Tanner Morgan's gone. Essentially got a new starting quarterback. He's played before, but new starting quarterback. Colorado, new starting quarterback at this level. I mean, he started at Jackson State, new starting quarterback.
Shakir. However you say it.
Northern Illinois, Louisiana Tech. You got Michigan, returning starter at quarterback. Illinois, new starter at quarterback. Northwestern, new starter at quarterback. Purdue, new starter at quarterback. Michigan State, new starter at quarterback. Maryland, Tagliavoa is back.
Yes.
And then you have Wisconsin, new starter at quarterback.
I'm pumped for football
Iowa, new starter at quarterback. Yeah. So they're playing 10 teams.
Yes.
Well, eight for sure. Yeah, that have new starting quarterbacks. Yeah, 8 for sure.
Exactly.
That's something to be said for that.
But guess what? Yeah. Now, and the Huskers got a new coach too. You know,
they got a new coach,
and we got
a new starting quarterback.
Come on, that's what I'm saying.
I believe the only returning starters in the Big Ten this year, returning full-time starters, are at Maryland and Michigan. Is that it? Maryland and Michigan.
Who's preseason number 1 in the Big Ten again?
I think it'd be. I still would lean Ohio State, but maybe it's Michigan.
I think.
I still would lean Ohio State, but maybe it's Michigan. Michigan beat them 2 years in a row.
Yeah, that's true.
But I believe Michigan and Maryland are the only two teams with returning starting quarterbacks.
Exactly. Now, as you asked me that, let's run it back to from your perspective, wins and losses. I want to hear what you think.
Okay, I think they start the season 1-1. I don't know if they lose. I don't think they lose to Colorado.
I respect that,
but I wouldn't be surprised if you go to Minnesota to start the season.
That's standard.
And
I think people can understand
that's happened before. I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
I think they beat Northern Illinois. They beat Louisiana Tech. So I got them at 3-1 to start.
Yep.
And then they lose to Michigan. I wouldn't be surprised. Illinois is a physical team.
Yeah, I know.
Brett Bielema knows what he's doing.
Right.
Offensive line plays well. They'll come in with the strategy. I know they will.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they lost that game.
Yeah.
I think they beat.
That's why I said that's a 50-50 game.
Yeah, I think so. And it's Friday night, too, and that's always weird on short rest and everything.
Right.
I think they beat Northwestern. Under Scott Frost, they did not win 3 games in a row the whole time he was here. They haven't won 3 games in a row since 2016.
Yeah, well, since 2016? How many practices in a row did Coach Frost do something consistent?
I don't know. How many practices was he on time?
Yeah.
Again, I think they beat Northwestern and Purdue.
Yeah.
Then they'd have to play. They'd play Michigan State for that 3rd game in a row if they were going to win that game.
Yeah.
But it's at Michigan State, and as bad as Michigan State, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a letdown spot.
Yeah.
Come home from Maryland. I think Maryland is the 4th best team in the East.
Yeah.
You got Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, and then Maryland.
Yep.
So that's going to be a tough one. Tagliavoa can play. Might get them a loss there. And I'm going to say they split it with Wisconsin. I think they end up 6-6. However that works out, I think they end up 6-6.
Yeah.
I think they'll have 2 bad losses and 2 wins that surprise you.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's what ends up happening.
Yeah, right.
For me. But you know what? Long way to go.
Yep.
We do have a steak bet, though.
Yeah,
Or if you want a pizza, whatever you want.
Yeah, right.
Now the question is, going back to what happened with Dylan Riola.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska does not have a quarterback in the 2024 class.
Right.
And they've waited because they were holding out for Dylan Riola. So do you go out and whatever the pickings are and go get one, or just skip it?
I think you should skip it, bro.
I'm one of those guys that believes every year you recruit a quarterback. Not always a big name guy.
Right.
Maybe he's a guy from your state.
Yeah.
Or maybe you bring in a high class walk on or something like that. I think you do because you want to always have competition.
In depth charts, boom, we had our quarterback that just left now.
Torres?
Yes.
And Thompson?
Yes. So how many quarterbacks are on our depth chart?
You have you have Jeff Sims, who's got 2 years left.
Yep.
You have Brock Purdy, who has 3 years left.
Right.
And you have Heinrich Harburg, who has 3 years left.
Yeah, I say you skip it, man.
Skip it?
Yeah.
I think the only thing you do is if you can get Daniel Kaline, the quarterback from Bellevue West, to flip from Missouri.
Yeah.
That's understandable because I think if you get a local kid.
But if he flips, what you going to do with him? Just have him be a backup?
Well, I think he is less likely to leave early because he's not playing.
Right.
Can you wait? You redshirt 1 year, your second year, you're waiting still, and in your third year, you're vying for a starting job.
Right.
I think it's more likely for an in-state kid to stay than it would be for a kid from somewhere else. So that I pick him. Now, I've watched him play a lot.
Yeah.
And he's got talent.
Yeah.
He's got good arm talent. He's got good size.
Yeah.
He doesn't always make the right decisions late.
Right.
Which scared me because I think Casey Thompson had the same problem too.
Yeah,
and by the way, Adrian Martinez had the same problems too.
Exactly.
Didn't make the best decisions always late.
Right.
I remember that Gretna game.
But I also kind of put that on
down the stretch.
I sometimes like you just got to have playmaking ability.
Sure.
And you guys have instinctual IQ. And I feel like Coach Frost, when he was at UCF, he had a team that was already good. To me,
I mean, they were coming off being 0-12.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
he had talent.
Yeah, his talent was solid.
Yep.
And I feel like in the conference and the level that they were in, it just wasn't to the elite level of
playing in the American was a little bit. Yeah.
There you go.
That's certainly,
so with that being said, I feel like with Coach Rule, especially his NFL experience, sometimes if you just talk to a kid, even if Coach Rule wasn't as successful as he would like to be on that pro level, to talk to your quarterback from a perspective of, hey, this is what it was like when I played against such and so quarterback.
Yeah, right.
You name drop one of those quarterbacks that you had the eye test to witness. You give him that confidence and say you can be like this, and give him, the confidence to go make the plays that you want to make. I don't think Frost ever instilled that into the quarterback, and that's the reason why I say that it's all right if you skip recruiting another quarterback and you just pour life into who you got. And you let them guys know, like, look, the best man going to play right now. This is our guy.
Yeah, Jeff Simmons is the guy.
Yeah,
right
we believe in you, and we think you can go to the level such as, and you kind of see who does he model his game after and where you think he can be if he puts in these reps.
I just believe there are certain guys that just don't have the closing ability. They just don't.
Now, that's factual.
In practice, they look great.
That's fact.
Early in game, but there's not a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But when you get
we got good guys. Nobody really elite.
James Harden obviously is a Hall of Famer by the years he's had. Obviously, he's a great player. At different times in his career, he was a top 15 player in the league.
He was.
The dude is one of the worst clutch players in Game 7s in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
Who he's playing with. If it's a Game 7, he's going to play horribly.
Right.
That's about being a closer.
Man.
And having intestinal fortitude. And maybe you can say that Embiid's the same way because he hadn't played well in the pressure situation.
Yeah, that's true.
It's something about people.
I feel you. So maybe
I think you're born with it.
So is it a strategy where Nebraska could potentially like go get some NIL money and you go invest in a quarterback? And you bring somebody here.
Oh, get another transfer?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's anybody out there right now.
But in the future.
Yeah, but next year, I mean, I think every year
the portal going to be open forever.
The new thing now is every single year your roster is flexible.
Yes.
We used to do. I know we used to do the additions. We'd go, okay, next year they're going to have five offensive line starters with a combined 50 starts.
Yeah.
They're going to have a quarterback that's been here 3 years and he's got 30-some starts.
Right.
I think that's not like the way it is anymore.
You can plug and play now.
Every single year,
you can plug and play.
It's a flexible roster.
Exactly.
You're going to bring some people in.
Right.
Some guys are going to leave.
Regardless, though, win or lose, you can win it all and guys still going to leave.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Still.
Yeah. I mean, one of the biggest rarities in sports history is what happened with VCU.
Yep.
You see that? All those kids who ended up going to the Final Four, except for the senior, they're all coming back.
Yep.
They could have left and went in the portal and went to a bigger school. They could have gone and got more NIL money, and they're all staying.
But do you know why that's rare? Because that's the brotherhood. I mean, look at it like this. You got guys like Ryan Nembhard who felt like he wasn't as connected to coach.
Yeah.
Arthur Kaluma wasn't as connected to coach in his opinion.
Yep.
Some guys who families are talking about circumstances and feeling like they can go bigger markets. And what's buddy from Michigan, the center? I'm drawing the blank.
Thank you.
There you go. Hunter Dickinson.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
But you're leaving Michigan.
But he's going to Kansas. You see?
I know.
You see what I'm saying? Like, people are going to –
They both wear blue.
Yeah, but people are making strategies and plays. To be real with you, and this ain't no shade to Hunter, and I'm using this as an example.
Yeah.
He might make more money now in this year than he will as a pro on some of his biggest contracts. So
no.
I think so, bro.
No.
I mean,
he's not making more than $1 million.
And
the rookie minimum
Listen,
if he gets drafted in the first round,
do you understand?
It's going to be more
There's
than that.
a guy named Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Who probably wouldn't be in our shot. He's so tall.
Oh, he's 7'5".
You see what I'm saying?
7'5".
Guys like him are playing the 3, the 4, and sometimes the 2.
Hunter's going to get drafted in the first round.
No.
Yeah, he's a first-round draft pick.
Early?
I think he's a first-round. I don't know if he's a lottery pick, but he's a first-round pick. He's athletic. He can actually handle the ball a little bit. He's skilled underneath the basket.
So
that guy's getting drafted.
What was the difference between him and Garza? Because
Garza's not. He is a good post move, but he's not taking you away from the basket. He's not putting the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
He can catch and shoot from 3. He was like a 40% three-point shooter, which is really good. But Hunter Dickerson can actually take you off the dribble. He's not.
Yeah, I'm just saying that,
I think he'll be better than a Kalkbrenner or a Garza.
No, I can respect that.
Yeah.
I think my point that I'm trying to say is people are leaving despite of what happened the prior year because of their personal situations.
That's true.
Sometimes they don't give a damn. But I think that VCU team, I think they talked as brothers.
Let's do this again. Let's run it back.
Yeah, but on some no coaches, no nothing. Let's talk amongst each other.
How rare that is.
I know.
It's incredibly rare right now.
You won't get that across the country.
No,
I feel like Nebraska, since the portal is going to be so open every single year from here on out, unless they change a rule, they need to invest some NIL in some key positions. Quarterback, defensive,
pass rusher.
Yeah.
Pass rusher.
The
2 most important positions in football right now.
You see what I'm saying?
Are getting to the quarterback and having a good quarterback.
That's all you need. You get them to your whole team change.
Yeah. It's nice to have wide receivers who can catch the football and running backs who can hit the hole and cornerbacks who can cover and linebackers who can tackle. But if you can get to the quarterback.
Exactly.
Sure.
And so a lot of I think what Nebraska, even more than Creighton, as basketball, I know it's 2 different sports, 2 different schools, but I think Nebraska's going to start warming up to the culture of the investment and value of NIL versus kind of cultivating the culture of what it takes to actually get a player to come to Nebraska. I think there's going to be a point when you got a coach like Matt Rhule who's going to stay long term, and there's going to be a sense of urgency that's going to shift from, all right, we're building to we might have a chance to win tomorrow. Because I got a conversation with a guy, and I know what I'm up against, and I know this is what's going to take to get him.
I think you're right in a way.
Yeah.
But I also think Matt Rhule wants to build through high school. I think he wants to build through the recruitment of those 25 guys or however many are coming from high school. Yeah, I think he wants to supplement, obviously, with the portal, maybe some junior college stuff. But I think if you look at what his history's been, I know things have changed.
Yeah.
But if you look at that, I think he's a developer.
Yeah.
He wants to get guys who are raw.
You're right.
And he wants to develop them. So
you're right.
I don't think they'll ever commit. This first class is different.
They won't be Miami. They won't buy a team. Miami basketball.
Even what USC did last year, or what Prime is doing with Colorado.
Exactly.
I don't think they're going to ever be that. But they'll supplement.
You think Prime's more is NIL or more towards...
I think Prime is all about the NFL. And so he looks at his college team the same way. He's like, we're going to cut guys, we're going to bring free agents in, portal guys, and I think he's dealing with it that way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do what
you got to do what you got to do.
Let me ask you this real quick.
Yeah.
My man Bronny James is going to USC.
Yes.
Well,
playing for a great coach.
Now,
infield can coach.
I'm not sure if you seen him actually play or not.
I have. I've watched him play.
Okay. Is he a super solid role player?
He wasn't in the top 3 players on his high school team.
Okay.
He was the 4th best player on his high school team.
Right.
He wasn't on any of the first, second, I don't believe 3rd teams in the state of California for the All-Star teams after the season.
But he ended up making a McDonald's All-American over Mikey Williams. I think
that's more of
politics
and who your name is than it is. Listen, I hope he's great.
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing in the world is to follow in the footsteps of your father.
To me, the second greatest basketball player of all time.
It's pretty hard. Hey, look, man, Michael Jordan's kid.
I played against him.
Went through some issues.
He wasn't
had some problems off the court too. So I mean, the fact that the kid's a good kid.
Yeah.
Go to USC. I hope he stays more than 1 year.
I'm going to watch.
I hope he doesn't leave just because he wants to go play with his dad. I hope he stays for a couple. I hope he stays till he's good.
Yeah.
I hope so. I wish the very best for him.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I think I'm excited about that for that conference because even though them games going to be late, there's going to be a lot of people staying up
to watch him.
And I'm one of them.
Yeah. I agree with that. He coached at Gulf Coast, right?
Yeah.
He was at Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
And with all the dunking and all that stuff. Yeah.
Dunk City.
Lob City.
Lob City.
No, Lob City was the Clippers.
No.
That was the Clippers.
No, you know what's crazy?
Yeah. It was Florida Gulf Coast.
The NCAA tournament that
they beat Georgetown. It was a 3 seed.
I was in there, and we lost to North Carolina. We watched them play before we played.
Oh, did you really?
We played the next night.
Okay.
I think they were called
I think Dunk City's right. That feels right. Is that right?
It sounds so I don't know.
It was Florida Gulf Coast, came out of nowhere.
It might be Dunk City.
I don't know.
Hey, yeah, I don't know. But they were dunking on food.
They were dunking on it.
Yeah,
they're up on Georgetown by 9 with like a minute and a half left.
That was fun.
And the dude throws a half-court lob. I'm
but
like, what are you doing? Because if that goes away and they hit a 3, all of a sudden it's 6.
It was like that. It was fun. That was the year that I had to I think that I played. That was 2011. That was fun.
Yeah,
that was in Greensboro, North Carolina.
I remember being at that's when Hansen got hurt?
Yes.
You guys heard him?
Look at you, bro. Roggy.
You guys heard him?
We was getting death threats, man. Or he was, not me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't be hurting people.
Yeah.
No, Roggy's a cool guy. Let's NBA. So we're smack dab in the playoffs.
What did I talk to before? I know I said Golden State.
Yeah.
They got bounced.
Yeah.
And now we stuck with
so
LA,
as we're speaking right now, because they're playing tonight.
Yeah.
The Lakers are playing the Nuggets tonight.
Yeah.
Nuggets won the first game. Was one of the craziest games you're ever going to watch because the whole time you're watching it, even though they're up 20, you're like, this certainly feels like the Lakers are going to make a run.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yes.
And LeBron James makes one of the most boneheaded plays, in my opinion, he made his whole career.
For sure.
40 seconds left. You're down 3. You got a guy on you with 5 fouls.
Right.
Either take your ass to the basket. Or get the ball to Anthony Davis, who's got 40.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just going to launch a 3. You didn't need it.
Yeah.
It hurt you.
Yeah.
I think it cost him the game.
It did. Now, let me say this. There's 3 points I want to make, and one of them, you got to follow me on it.
Okay, I'm following you.
All right, so the first point is this. If the Lakers don't win this game too, wrap. 100%.
Well, you got 2 games in Denver, and you got 2 games in L.A. You come back, you win 2 games in L.A., you're back even.
But you talking about a guy they called a joker.
Yeah,
who's
I know.
A walking.
I know.
Like, he's
walking triple-double.
Come on, man.
Yeah, he's good.
Now, so that's my first point. Wrap if they don't win this.
Okay.
Second point is like you said. That 3-pointer hurt him.
It did.
For sure.
It did.
And the third point is, which is the point I said you got to follow me on. Mm-hmm. Now, this is just LeBron as he is now. And this is credited to how good he is.
Yeah.
But the only difference between him and Jokic right now is athleticism.
LeBron's more athletic.
That's the only difference.
Yeah. But he's never going to have 34, 21, and 14.
Yeah.
The dude had 34 points, 21 rebounds, and 14 assists. By the way, his no defense playing butt had 2 blocks.
Yes.
In 42 minutes.
Exactly. So, listen.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Like, Jokic, he just can't jump as high as LeBron.
Yeah.
But the level that they play and the impact that they have is the same. And
who wins tonight? People, by the time they hear this, they'll know the answer. But you tell me, will it be 1-1 or will it be 2-0 Nuggets?
I think it'll be 1-1.
Okay, I hope so.
I think it'll be 1-1.
Just because I want to see a long series.
It's going to be a hard series. I'm not even going to say it's going to be a hard series because you're right. At home hit different.
Yeah, it does. And Denver doesn't lose at home.
No, exactly. And that is what I'm scared about, but I'm trying to be optimistic.
Yeah.
Man, I hate when I get put on the spot with those questions. I'm going to just look away and say 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1. Okay. Celtics playing the Heat. Heat wins game 1. I would not be surprised if when Jimmy Butler dies and they do an autopsy, that he's not bionic.
I know, bro.
That dude is like a superhero.
He is.
He makes plays. He never gets. You ever see him tired?
Yeah, but he
never looks tired
because he's playing for something beyond basketball. He got that inner
He's a
city.
dog, man.
He got that dog, that struggle, that inner
dog.
city. That something in my life happened, and it's something stored in me that the average person is not stored with.
Yeah.
And so I played with that chip on my shoulders from childhood up to that moment.
Yeah, he did.
Like he playing for something different. Yep. It seemed like it.
Yeah, he is. It's a guy who wasn't recruited heavily.
And that is why I feel like Miami will go to the finals because Jason Tatum is really good. And I think the Celtics are consistently good, but I just feel like unless Tatum plays consistently great every single game, they're going to lose to the dog.
Well, your issue is Eric Spoelstra is one of the best coaches in the NBA.
He is.
And he's going against a rookie coach.
And didn't win Coach of the Year.
They didn't play well during the year.
No,
I mean they really looked bad during the year.
But last year, like
they are a playoff squad.
Right.
They get to the playoffs and then they play, which is fine. Hell, the Lakers like that this year,
True.
right? Same thing.
Yeah.
But so I think the issue is obviously you got a coaching advantage.
Yep.
Jimmy Butler, like you mentioned, is a dog.
Man.
And as good as Tatum and Brown are together, I don't think either one of those guys are like that.
No.
So what you need, a guy who is like that, is
Marcus
Horford.
Smart. Oh, Al Horford too.
Al Horford's like that.
Yeah, OG.
He's like that. He's
OG,
a tough guy.
Yeah, right.
Tough guy. So I would not be surprised if Miami wins this series. I'm cheering for it because I hate the Celtics with a passion going all the way back till I was 8. I don't like them. But they have more talent. Yeah. They have more depth.
What would you rather see?
If they can overcome.
Like, what finals would you rather see? The whole historic Celtics
Boston Lakers. I mean, Boston and L.A. is the one that I think TV people want to see.
For sure.
They want those ratings. They know.
And they talk about LeBron fifth ring and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, that puts him with Kobe.
Yeah.
Puts him in a different situation.
Man, that's tough.
Yeah. I know they want that.
Biasly, I don't have him above Mamba, bro. I don't, biasly.
The last thing they want is Denver.
Yeah.
Because of the market.
Oh, my God.
How many people this week are like, this is the first time I've ever watched this Joker guy.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. He's back-to-back
MVP. Really should be 3 times.
He could have been 3 times. No, I would say it's a
that was politics, bro.
It's a regular season MVP.
That was politics.
Embiid had a better regular season. Especially down the stretch.
I can't even say that.
Down the stretch. The last 2 months, it's not even close. Embiid, I'm a Sixer fan. I get that. When they matched up against each other, Embiid dominated the game. So he won a regular season award.
Yeah.
Is he the best player in basketball? No. Embiid is really good.
The best player in basketball is at home.
Best player in basketball is at home.
Wardell, Stephen Curry.
Steph is a very good basketball player. He is not the best basketball player.
Who's the best player in basketball right now today?
The best player in basketball right now is Jokic.
Yeah,
he sees the floor better than anybody else.
Yeah, you're right.
He scores better than anybody else. He rebounds as well as anybody. He's the best player.
I think so, and that is why I think the finals is going to be one that's hard to watch. A small market team versus big city Miami.
Well, maybe it won't be them. Maybe if it's Denver and Miami, NBA's like, well, damn it. It'd be interesting, but it wouldn't be TV-wise.
Did you see the clip? There's a clip going around when Jimmy Buckets hit a layup, and it looked like the ref was like this.
Oh, yeah. He turned his head.
Like he was point shaving, bro.
I think that he wanted to call the foul.
Yeah.
And then he decided not to, and he was doing it to himself.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't think he was.
No, he ain't point shaving,
money
bro.
on
he ain't got a parlay.
I think he was like, damn, I missed that call. I think that's what happened.
No, he ain't got a parlay.
So in the finals, you have
Miami and LA.
Okay. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Jimmy Buckets.
Yeah.
In the championship.
Yeah. That the hard way.
Yeah.
If he get one, he got it out the mud.
Yeah. He is. I was so sad when he left the Sixers, and I understood he didn't like playing with Embiid and Ben Simmons.
But they chose Tobias Harris, though, right?
No, they chose Ben Simmons, really.
Oh, okay.
Because I think if you'd have moved Ben Simmons right then, and it had been a controversial situation because he was one of the defensive players of the year. He was like a third team all NBA. I think it would have been controversial, but I think Jimmy would have stayed.
Yeah.
If you would have gotten rid of Ben Simmons.
And speaking of Ben Simmons, play with Ben Simmons, like
he can't even get on the court. What is he
going to do? Like,
I don't know.
Is he still hooping?
Yeah, he's on a bench with nice clothes on.
Man, hey, they call Anthony Davis street clothes. They should they should be fashion models. Charles Barkley calling street clothes.
Anthony Davis, you call him street clothes. Then what do you call Ben Simmons, who can't even play? Like literally, he's at a point in his career where he is scared to go to the basket because he doesn't want to go to shoot free throws. Dang. He can't shoot. He used to be a good defender and he was a good penetrator. Now he's not that anymore. I feel bad because I liked him. I was a Sixer, obviously. I liked him. But yeah, if they could have kept. They'd have a championship right now if they kept.
For sure.
They'd have a championship.
Right.
They couldn't do it.
Right.
Coming up next week on the show, I'm looking forward to this. Jalen Lloyd, who has, as of this taping, won the long jump and the triple jump.
Beast.
He is a wide receiver / athlete at Nebraska for football.
Right.
He's going to be track and field, and I think he may win Athlete of the Year in the city, too.
And state champion.
And state champion.
In football.
Right. All of that stuff, Jalen Lloyd is. He's going to be here, and his mama.
Yeah, oh, that's what's
Dahlia's going to be here, too.
Okay.
One of the greatest track and field athletes in the history of Nebraska.
Man.
History of Nebraska.
Dang.
And she was the head of the program my kids went to for when they were
so it's in
preschool.
His blood.
Preschool. She was a preschool coordinator. Yeah. She says it, too. She goes, he got that from me.
Yep. I like
he got that from me.
Yeah.
And she was an incredible athlete.
For sure.
So we'll have both of them on next week.
Yeah.
I look forward to talking to Dahlia and Jalen Lloyd as well. Thank you, of course, to Hurrdat for putting us up, as always. Pat Safford for producing the show.
Yeah.
The man over there, Phil, who I thought was going to book the guest this week. Phil as well, of course, and Omaha Steaks.
Yeah.
Never a bad time to give Omaha Steaks
it's
for a present. Never a bad time to give a gift card to Let It Fly Sports Bar for a present. Never a bad time.
Yep.
Josh, take us away, man.
Hey, man, it's Josh Jones here with Michael Severe. You know how we do it. It's a Let It Fly show.